Good morning. Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Casa Nostra. The men and women up here standing with me represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more than any. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchesi crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. The men and women that are standing up here today worked tireless hours, days, months, and years. And the fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across a multi-year investigation. And we could not have done it without our interagency partners that are before us today. The NYPD, HSI, and teams of law enforcement officials from around the country made this day possible. It takes a team to bring this kind of justice, sweeping justice, into the halls of the United States courtrooms, where our brave United States attorney has led this prosecution. It takes courageous prosecutors to stand before you and say, we will not allow this kind of illicit activity to happen, not only at the national sporting level, but also where it hides in La Casa Nostra. And when these two collided together, they perpetrated a fraud that is historic in terms of not just money, but the scheme and the deceit that they utilize to steal and swindle people from money, to include crypto fraud. This is an operation that showcases to you that under President Trump's administration, there is no room for any type of criminal behavior, be it on the world's largest stage or in the back rooms of tiny parlors where card games are being played. We are proud to stand here today with the men and women of the FBI and this legal team. And to the United States Attorney, I just want to thank you personally for taking the time to display the work that the media is about to hear about today in detail. As I said, it does take courageous prosecutors, but it takes a courageous United States Attorney to bring this case, because we are going to take heat for it. But we don't shy away in this administration. We don't say no. What we do is we bring the results across the finish line. We bring them to the public. We bring you accountability. And yes, they will have their day in court, and you will hear the evidence through the court system exclusively. We will not deny anyone of due process. And that's the brilliance of this system. That's the brilliance of this administration. Everyone will be held to account. So with that, I turn it over to United States Attorney Nocella. Thank you.
Get up live in New York with major breaking news, as we've touched on early this morning, from the NBA, involving not one but two arrests of notable people within the NBA. Shams is with us. We've been following your Twitter feed all morning long, Shams, as you've been reporting on it. For those who've not heard anything about this, just tell everyone everything they need to know. What has happened this morning?
Greeny, Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier have both been arrested this morning. Billups at around 6 a.m. in Portland, Oregon, and Rozier around 6 a.m., I'm told, in Orlando, where the Heat were playing last night. Rozier's been arrested for his involvement in alleged sports gambling, prop bets, and Billups, ABC News is reporting, is tied to an illegal poker operation tied to the mafia. And so the FBI has been investigating this situation for several months, and in Rozier's case, at least 2 years. And today is making arrests. There is a press conference that is set by the FBI. The Eastern District of New York has been leading this investigation. I'm told FBI Director Kash Patel has also been increasingly involved in recent weeks. He will be leading the press conference today as well. But this is really seismic news in the NBA for a sitting NBA head coach in Chauncey Billups to be arrested, taken into custody for alleged illegal gambling, as well as Terry Rozier for sports betting, allegedly. 2 arrests made this morning. There are expected to be numerous arrests also tied to both of these situations.
So the NBA wakes up this morning in the midst of, I suppose you would have to say, a sports league's worst nightmare. Is there any indication that the league had any idea this was coming? Did they know any of this might happen this morning?
As of last night, I was told the NBA did not have knowledge of these specific arrests. This has been led by the FBI. The FBI made their arrests early this morning. But the NBA has been investigating Terry Rozier, Malik Beasley. Terry Rozier was cleared by the NBA investigators over the last couple years. That's why he's been playing in games. Malik Beasley, a free agent, has not been cleared by the NBA's investigation. That's been ongoing. As of about 15, 20 minutes ago, I was told Malik Beasley was not taken into custody today as part of these gambling investigations and arrests today.
Okay, so again, we've had 2 arrests so far, and the possibility there will be more. It's outstanding work, Shams. As always, we'll let you get back to the phones here, and if there's any further information, please join us as we'll bring it out to the table here right off the bat. We live in an entirely different atmosphere when it comes to sports gambling than certainly those of us, Shefty and I, and some of the older people at the table, grew up in this business being around. Sports gambling was always something that was completely verboten. It was something that was sort of in the shadows. It was something that leagues stayed far away from. It was something that networks like ESPN would stay far away from. Those days are obviously long behind us. You hear a lot about legal sports gambling on this show. The Bussin' Boys, obviously sports gambling is a huge part of what you do, so we put those all out there as a preamble because it might be in the back of people's minds, and we acknowledge that this is a different time and place. However, there is a fine line, not so fine, there is a bold line that obviously has to be drawn between legal sports gambling when it comes to the public and anything that might infiltrate into locker rooms and into teams. And we all knew it was going to be a complication as this became more and more prevalent within the world of sports. So, Dan, I'll start with you. You played in the NFL, 12 years in the NFL. These are obviously conversations. For all of that time, sports gambling in this country would have been illegal. And in those days, as I have been told many times, people would come in, representatives from the league, make very clear just how far away from these sorts of things and how serious the consequences are for anyone who was caught and entangled in any of this stuff. What are your thoughts as you hear these stories?
Yeah, I think, number one, what you do in the darkness will always come to the light. And these players and Chauncey, at least allegedly, have been doing things, that they certainly thought would remain secretive. I think the second thing is, it's hard, like back then when we were playing in the league, it was relatively easy or significantly easy for us to stay away from it because it wasn't as easily accessible. So yes, we always had people coming in and explaining to us what you could and could not do. And it was mainly don't do anything. And it was almost like you didn't think about it twice because it was such an impossible thing to even entertain doing. Now I think because it's so easily accessible and there's so many different ways to do it, it's a much easier slippery slope to get yourself into. You can dip your toe in the water, and all of a sudden it's a snowball and it goes downhill real quick. And so I think that's one of the challenges to people in the limelight, people in the sports world, people in roles of leadership. It's so much easier to make a mistake nowadays than it was years ago because it's so easily at our fingertips.
We've discussed the NFL an awful lot this morning on the show regularly, and we've seen this sort of activity creep into the NFL world where back in 2022, wide receiver Calvin Ridley was suspended for a full year.
Life is just a collection of moments, both big and small. At FSCB, we understand
Year fell an awful lot this morning on the show regularly, and we've seen this sort of activity creep into the NFL world where back in 2022, wide receiver Calvin Ridley was suspended for a full year for the accusation that he had gambled. We've seen other players like Jamison Williams, get 6 games. Quintez Cephas, C.J. Moore, other players also be suspended. There was a rash of suspensions from the NFL in that time period, raising everybody's awareness. But today feels a little different, and we don't know very much about the particulars of this case. But when you see a head coach of a professional sports team get arrested, you stop and ask yourself, we have not seen anything like that through the history of sports very rarely. Like, that is something that makes you stop and say, wow, because it is so rare and so unique. But this is the type of story, this is the type of situation that we're starting to see more and more of. It's the world that we live in. We're on a network. We're seeing overs and unders and betting lines all the time. It's all around us everywhere. And obviously, it's infiltrating into the sport as well.
For those who may be wondering, some things may seem obvious to all of us and may not be obvious to everyone who is watching. So let me just give you a quick explanation. I did the first interview with the central figure in the Arizona State point shaving scandal about 15 years ago. And the way these things can happen, I'm not in any way suggesting this is what happened in these cases, but with these prop bets, they are incredibly simple. A player can get involved with a bookie. This is what happened in the case of the Arizona State. He's betting on other things, betting on football games or whatever the case may be. All of a sudden, he owes him a little bit of money. All of a sudden, a conversation takes place. I wish I could get rid of some of this debt that I have to you. The next thing you know, simple as that. A player feigns an ankle injury. He hits all of his unders, and that's the end of the conversation. That's how easily something like this can happen. That was happening long before this activity was legal in this country. So it has always been a part of the culture, but to the point that these guys have made here, it's so much more prevalent now that it's easy to see how it becomes easier. Just thoughts, again, from 3 former NFL players.
I will say, contrary to what Dan said, I've been places around things where it was actually easily accessible. But you are taught in football, at least when we played, that, I mean, this is worse than drugs. If you're an athlete in a place and it's like you can't be at places where they gamble. People may approach you about these things, and here's what you need to say, because these are the things that'll come of it, the implications, the consequences to it. And so, I mean, you were just taught, again, in our day, that it was something you stayed so far away from. But in today's world where it does get muddy, are people disciplined enough for that? Because it does, in one hand, show, hey, there's a lot of people that do this around sports, and it's a big part of sports culture now. Drives the sport, so to speak. Like, where is that line, and how pronounced is it for players in that situation?
Yeah, I think the thought process, like before, at least when I was growing up, it was gambling was for people that were in the corner, shady in the shadows. You had to get a bookie, that type of thing, kind of like movie stuff to be growing up in Arizona. And then I get into the league, it's illegal, it becomes legal, and you have these meetings with the NFLPA. They come in, they say you cannot bet on NFL games. At the time when it first started, it was like, you can't bet on anything. You can't even have the app on your phone.
You can't endorse
That can't
companies that have connection to gambling.
Right, but my understanding of it was, if you make it legal in certain states and have regulations wrapped around it, you preach responsible gaming, then it can be safer for everybody to enjoy, add a little something extra to their game, which is totally fair. But when it comes to, if you were playing a professional sport and you can change the outcome of what people are betting on, there should be, it's a very strong line. You should not even have it on your phone. We had a situation with the Titans where there was a guy who was placing bets, but he was placing bets on college games, which is fair. But the issue with the way the NFL works is, if you're on the property of the Tennessee Titans facility and you place a bet, that is technically illegal. So he wasn't betting on anything NFL-wise, but because of that, he missed 4 games.
Quick word. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, dude, it is such a slippery slope. Like, the fact that it's tied to the mafia, you gotta assume, like, we're sitting here assuming that it started small, and now you're getting to, like, this is like Hollywood stuff. I know for me, like, as it was transitioning from illegal to legal, like, I had a situation, I joke about year 10 all the time, but when I went down to Atlanta to sign, I had a gambling show already in place that I had to sign all these things to kind of separate it. But then it was such a long process to even get there to where I could be eligible to play that it's just like, yo, they hammered down on all this stuff. I think it is nuts what is happening with this NBA situation.
At the end of the day, if these sports leagues, professional sports, and even collegiate sports, they don't have the credibility of their product, and they don't have anything. And so that's why they have to be as careful about this as they have to be and as they are. And again, the news this morning, we have seen 2 figures from the NBA arrested in separate instances in gambling probes. The reporting continues. We'll hear more from Shams.
I hate gambling. Seriously, like, I despise everything about gambling. I really wish gambling never existed. I really wish I never discovered gambling. I really wish these gambling companies would just be shut down, cease desist, bombed, you name it, because it's one of the main reasons was killing this world. It was destroying society as of today. But most importantly, it's what's really destroying these players is making multi-millions upon millions of dollars. Because they figure why not just go ahead and make another $1 million, but like gamble or do some legal gambling, you know what I mean? And just do whatever. It's ridiculous. I really wish gambling was banned. Not just in the United States, but all over the world. But sadly, it will probably never happen though. But on the bright side, at least I could talk about this because this is another huge problem I want to talk about. But once again, I hate gambling. Now, before we get into the context of the video, if you guys don't know what gambling is, allow me to explain what gambling is for you to say it. The definition of gambling is the activity of playing games of a chance for money or betting on an outcome of future events such as results of racing games or games in general. That's what gambling is all about, you know. That's what gambling has been all about. Casinos, video games, even players throwing games on purpose to get their own money, dirty money laundering on betting games and shit. Yeah, that's gambling. That's gambling for you. And of course, companies like these, like DraftKings and FanDuel, people bet games, and basically they bet on the players who they bet, with or against to see if the player going to do better or worse or to get money, whatever, turn more money, and I just hate it. I just wish it was banned. I just wish it was gone away because not only this gambling can be very, very bad, but also addiction too as well, which is another thing. Addiction is also pretty bad too as well. So, by addiction is basically like you have something you want to do, but you can't let it go or something like that. I think that's what addiction is called. And gambling has been addiction for a lot of people for years, and a lot of people lost way more money than ever had before than actually gaining some money back. So that's why I hate gambling, because what's the point of gambling? Gambling is like you're gonna lose money and you're gonna lose everything, and it's not worth it, man. But I guess to some people, I guess gambling is everything to them because they want to like bet on themselves so they can make millions of dollars, whatever. But even when people are making millions upon millions of dollars, they're still willing to gamble, even if it's legally, or should I say, illegally. Yeah, that's right. A lot of people, including these people that make millions upon millions of dollars, do be betting illegally. I guess making millions upon millions of dollars doesn't mean shit. I guess they don't care. I guess they feel like when I make things legally and just go ahead and gamble illegally, even if it means going under table without getting caught, knowing a certain law enforcement, like the FBI, won't go up on the ass. But anyways, I forgot to do the intro. But anyways, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Antoine here, back on the video. We're back on the video channel. In today's video is probably going to be another long video, another long random talk video. You guys have out for the amount of support you guys have when it comes to doing random talk videos. I do appreciate that throughout this year of 2025, and hopefully we continue more as time goes on. I want to talk about this because this just happened today on October 23rd of 2025. I am recording this on October 24th of 2025, which will be on a Friday, so just keep that in mind. It's going to be a long video, so grab a snack, sit back and watch, and see all the details I'm about to bring to you guys. Again, my thoughts, opinions on the situation, because let me tell you something. It's bad. It's very, very bad. Not only for the NBA, the NFL, the sports itself, but also gambling itself, it's just ridiculous, man. Listen, I want to make this very loud and clear. I ain't your mama. I ain't your damn daddy. If you want to go ahead and gamble, go ahead and fuck yourself over. Go ahead and gamble and lose more money. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I hate gambling. I despise gambling. I wish gambling was illegal in the United States everywhere it goes to, because gambling can lead you not only to addiction, which is bad, because now you won't stop gambling, but also you can lose a lot more money than actually gaining money. You gain nothing from gambling, only they're losing money. I'm seeing a lot of people that's from social media that use these gambling game websites, whatever. Hell, even some people like these dumbasses that you see on here use gambling shits to basically gamble away their own money, rather if it's legally or illegally. Keyword illegally, because this is what's going to be coming up, and illegally when it comes to these individuals too as well. But allow me to explain like this as much as I possibly can, because right now this is allegedly thing, you know what I'm saying, innocent to prove guilty, because I just found out about these little thing that's going on when it comes to illegal gambling operations and all of that that's been going on. And I just found out today that there were lots of arrests that was going around. Obviously, if you saw the clip earlier ago, um, you notice that the FBI with the law, which is their law enforcement, like policemen, but they're like higher ups, so like agency, FBI. They made an announcement. They have made over 30 plus arrests of like from across the United States, because apparently there's some illegal operations going on when it comes to illegal gambling. When it comes to doing all this too as well, and all these illegal gambling, including people that are like some mafia motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Some mafia people, but also some rich people and all that, but also some cartel people too as well, but also NBA players, some certain NBA players that have also got arrested too as well. Obviously, there are certain people got banned for doing illegal gambling and all that too as well. So it would make sense to a certain extent. So yeah, that's pretty much on that one. Um, yeah, it's not looking pretty good for the NBA, for NFL, for anybody that's promoting gambling shit, which we'll get upon there until later on. But I just want to talk about this real quick. Obviously, y'all saw the clip. 30 plus people have been arrested by the FBI of this whole illegal gambling operation and shit that's been going on. They have been investigating this for over 4 years. So all the way back in 2021, you know, they've been investigating these illegal gambling operations. And the reason why they're doing this is because there's a lot of people, like mafia people or people that's like rich people, whatever, that have been doing a lot of illegal activity that involve gambling and all type of stuff that has been going on for a very long time. People rigging, you know, gambling games like poker, blackjack, you know, so many like gambling games to like basically, you know, rob people out of the money and whatever, and all this type of stuff, just to show they get more money in illegally when it comes to gaming and all type of stuff. When it comes to gambling in general, when it comes to legally, like for example, like there was a report that basically people were they was using these tables for X-rays to look into people that has the cards, whatever, something like that shit. Then there's people using glasses to like look in the X-ray to see which card they have and all that type of stuff. Like there was a lot of crazy illegal gambling shit that results of people losing not just thousands of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. And like I said, I'm gonna go by the news article of the BBC News articles, because they gave me all the informations. They have not, they didn't give me all the information, but like there's a lot of information that's go. I want to reach upon talking about this, and yeah, it's not looking good. But I want to talk about that first. But to give you guys a clarification, the FBI, they've been investigating this whole entire illegal gambling shit for 4 years. You know, players like like Jonas Portis, aka Michael Porter Jr., who got investigated last year because of he was doing an illegal gambling shit that's been going on. That he throwing games on purpose so he could do his own betting, whatever, and all type of stuff, which is very illegal for NBA player to do. Jontez, you know, Porter got banned from the NBA because of that. So NBA did this to make a quote unquote example of it, but here we are again. Glenn Davis, the big boy, black boy right there, he got arrested for certain, you know, gambling things to as well, or it's to scam things when it comes to stuff like that. now he's serving jail time and prison time because of this shit too as well. Gilbert Arenas just got arrested because he was doing an illegal gambling operation on his own fucking house. Um, and he got bonded out for $50,000, bragging about like, oh yeah, they can't hold me down. But you just did all the fucking illegal gambling shit, so they're gonna hold you down for at some point. Gilbert Arenas, aka Agent fucking Zero, Mister, I want to keep guns in my damn locker room and shit. And don't get me started, this nigga right here. This is LeBron James' like former teammate. His name is LeBron James' former teammate. His name is not Dante. I don't know. Darrell. I don't know. His name. His last name is Jones. So I'm just gonna straight up say, Dwayne Jones. This guy right here. He got involved with some gambling stuff too as well. Domain. Is it Domain Jones or is it Dominant Jones? I don't fucking know. Anyways, it's this Jones dude. He got arrested for this whole gambling shit too as well. Along with, Teddy Rozier, who just got arrested today too as well for the whole illegal gambling thing because he was throwing games and shit for his own illegal purposes. By the way, Teddy Rozier is the top left corner. That's the other black dude. Chauncey Phillips is that Detroit dude that won the MVP, gave Detroit the championship back in 2004. Yeah, the other dude to right here, that bald head dude, that's Chauncey Phillips. Obviously, they both got arrested today because of the whole illegal gambling stuff. And from what I'm hearing, Chauncey Phillips was running this whole gambling stuff that was going on too as well with the whole mafia shit too. Teddy Rozier was just throwing games on purpose just so he could make some bet against some other people. He's cooked. He's gonna get banned. And Chauncey Phillips, he might get banned too as well. And both of them might be arrested and sent to jail for quite some time. I don't know. Then, of course, this is Daja Porter, which is Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, on down bottom in the left corner. Down bottom in the left corner. Yeah, he got banned. He already dealt with. Glenn Davis, I don't know if he was involved with some gambling stuff a couple years back and he got arrested for it, or it was a scandaling operation stuff that happened with the players don't scam things. I don't know. It could be something else. I don't know, but all I know is I just put him on there just to put him on there because he's cooked too as well. Gilbert Arenas, we all know he ran a whole gambling operation illegally too as well, and got arrested for it too as well. You know what I'm saying? So great, and then he bought himself out. Talk about yeah, they can't hold me. Oh, they're gonna hold you at some point because karma's a bitch. I believe in karma, and it's a bitch. So let's keep it at that. Agent Zero. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that one. And then, of course, I just show you guys a picture of him, Damian Jones. Yeah, I think it's Damian Jones. He got arrested because the whole entire betting with like LeBron betting, all the type of stuff, because he bet on LeBron on certain games, whatever, and all that. And result of that, you can't do that. It's illegal. But so he got arrested too as well. So that's 3 people arrested. Terry Rozier is a active player, and he got arrested for it. And he's making over hundreds of $millions. It makes no sense. Chauncey Phillips has made over $100 million throughout his playing career. The ball-headed right-handed dude, that's Chauncey Phillips, former NBA champion for the Detroit Pistons. He made over hundreds of millions of dollars. Yet he's getting arrested, and he's the coach. He's the current coach of the Portland Trailblazers. Well, not anymore because of Tiago Splitter, the guy who got blocked by LeBron in that one final. Yeah, he was assistant head coach. Now he's the interim head coach. This dude, Chauncey Phillips, literally ran a whole gambling operation with the mafia and shit. And he makes over hundreds of millions of dollars throughout his entire career. And yet he's running a gambling operation, and let's be real. Chauncey Billups as the head coach was terrible for Portland Trailblazers. So this was a blessed in disguise by the Portland, fan base, because no one liked him and he was a terrible coach. So let's be real. But Detroit Pistons fans out there, this must be very, very sucky for you. And I like Chauncey Billups. He's a really good player, but man, oh man, he's a piece of shit person for doing this shit too as well. And the fact that he's the first head coach to do this shit, that should tell you all about Chauncey Phillips right there and there, man. And Teddy Rozier, the fact that he's making over $100 million and yet he decided to do this illegal gambling shit, man. Is hundreds of $1 million not enough for y'all two niggas? I just don't get about this whole gambling shit, man. I just don't get it, man. It's the current money you guys are making from around the world that's watching this video. Is it not enough for you guys? Like, do y'all not understand what gambling can do to you? Like, it can kill you. It can make you addictive. It can destroy your money and everything. Is the current money in the current situation you got money wise not enough for y'all? Like, do y'all not see this? These are people who are millionaires getting caught with their pants down, 4K, literally doing illegal gambling shit. And even if they were doing this legally, like, why gamble in the first place? Like, bro, you're making millions of dollars. Gambling is a first sign of you going straight to hell. Like, you're not gonna get the money back. I know some of you guys are probably successful in gambling. Good for you guys. But the odds are, when it comes to gambling, it's more like it's rigged. Like, you're gonna lose more of the money you got than you're gaining back. Like, I don't like gambling. I hate this whole gambling stuff too as well, man. I hate when people do this illegally too as well. Hell, legally. Like I said, I really wish gambling was banned completely from around the world because, like, literally, I don't get why people do this. Like, the money is not enough for some of you niggas out there who, with the current money you got, rather if you're a millionaire or not, you decide to go gamble or do whatever. Like I said, I ain't your mom, I'm damn sure your daddy. If you want to go gamble, go do what you gotta do. But, like, why do it? Like, is it not? It's just the current money you got is not enough for you. Like, I just don't get it, man. Apparently, for these multimillionaire niggas out here, Chauncey Phillips and fucking Teddy Rozier, and some of these people, NBA players and players in the NFL getting caught doing gambling shit, apparently making hundreds of $millions, it's not enough for these niggas. So they decided to do it legally or illegally just to throw them some on the bus, knowing FBI, real law enforcement people, are working undercover for 4 years to try to catch you guys in 4K with your pants down and shit. Like, they're not stupid. If the FBI is on your ass about shit that you're doing, and they caught you red-handed with some of the proof you got, then you're cooked. Now, listen, I'm gonna say allegedly because obviously we don't know if it's true or not. We don't know if they're getting caught, and we don't know if the investigation's all messed up and the FBI could have got us all wrong. However, they caught 30 plus people who are doing this illegal gambling shit with some solid evidence. So in short terms, you're fucking cooked. Teddy Rozier, you're cooked. Chauncey Phillips, you're cooked. The mafia niggas, y'all cooked too. Like, all the people that are involved in this illegal operation gambling shit, the rest of the 30 plus people that's involved in this illegal gambling shit, y'all cooked too as well. Like, is it the money and not enough for y'all niggas that y'all have? Like, do y'all know how much money I'll be spending on if I had $100 million? I'll tell you this though: if I had $100 million, one thing I will not do, and that is gamble. That's a fact. Because I know for a fact, straight up, if I start to gamble all that hundreds of $millions of money away, all that's gonna be gone. Gone with the wind. Poof, gone. Like, it's gone. It's never coming back to me ever again. That's why I just don't gamble. That's why I hate when people gamble. I encourage you not to gamble. Like I said, ain't your mom, ain't your daddy. Like, please, man. If you have some gamble addiction, please go get some damn help. I'll link the whole help shit or guide, whatever, linked down below in the description if I have to go to a website to where you need to talk to somebody with the whole gambling addiction problem. Like, I'll do that because literally I hate people when they do this whole gambling addiction stuff, because once you're in that addiction, there's no turning back. Maybe you need somebody to talk to, because clearly these niggas right here, Terry Rozier and Chauncey Phillips, are like that one old man that and his mistress that's be cheating on, holding hands together like, oh, we gonna be fine, and then the FBI comes at their door. I might redo the whole thumbnail of an FBI. This might, like, people like an FBI might like go like right between them, you know what I'm saying? Because I think this will sums up everything in the video so y'all can understand where I'm coming from. Because you say FBI, right? FBI been investigating this shit for over 4 years at this point. So, yeah, man. Also, shout out to Kevin Love, man. I have nothing respect for Kevin Love, man. I've been a huge Kevin Love fan for a very long time. God bless him, you know what I'm saying? He gonna have a great career. I hope one day he does go into the NBA Hall of Fame. He tweeted this, and this sums up everything in the video, and I had to make a thumbnail of this. So I was like, you know what? Let me go make a thumbnail of this one. This deserved to be in there. Kevin Love is with me and with everyone who's watching the video on this one. Y'all some fucking hoes for doing this shit, and y'all some bitches for doing this shit, holding hands together. Like literally, this sums up everything you need to know. I might need to redo that thumbnail with the FBI stuff, but I'll probably do that when I done with the video. But once again, shout out to Kevin Love, and I'm gonna keep him up here because this needs to be said right here. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Let me go forward furthermore into information to give you guys a whole reading letdown because the BBC News, you know what I'm saying, obviously knew about this. Every news outlet, including ESPN, are talking about this shit. Y'all saw the clip of the ESPN employees all talking about this. So I'm going to go and run down the whole BBC News because they have a lot more information and things that you guys need to understand and cover. I'm going to read it all as much as I can. So if beware of it. So I might get some really misspelled, but if you know what I'm going to be talking about today, you know what I'm going to talk about today. So keep that in mind. Also, keep this in mind. This is all allegedly. This whole investment could be wrong. It could be not be true. Whatever information that's coming out, we don't know that by yet. But based off of this, the FBI, they're involved in this. They've been investigating this for 4 years. And they know something about that Chauncey them Phillips don't know about that and this whole mafia shit that's been going on. It might be that time to snitch. I ain't gonna lie, but let me show you. Let me talk to you like the whole. Let me read the whole news article, and then we'll see. We'll go from there. All right, guys. So I got the BBC News, information about this whole entire thing. I'm gonna link, two things down below in the description with the whole BBC News things and outlets that talk about this whole entire thing too as well, because there are additional more information that that's been going on with the whole BBC News and they're talking about it and how things are run down. I'm probably gonna explain, the whole thing. Like half of the part of it, and then the rest of them, how things work with the whole gambling stuff. Break down the way how it happened. But for right now, I'm going to obviously read this. It's this article that the BBC News read. It says NBA stars and mafia among dozens arrests in illegal gambling crackdown. That's the one I read on. But there's another article of BBC News that they talk more about this whole entire gambling situation down below in the description. I'll link those. Right now, I'm going to talk about these. It's going to probably be a long one. So hear me out. So obviously, October 23rd, 2025, they talked about this. I'm talking about this on the next day, which is Friday, so keep this in mind. They updated this like a couple hours ago. So yeah, it says right here, an NBA player and coach are among dozens of people arrested as part of a sweeping FBI investigation into illegal sports betting and illegal rigged mafia linked poker games. Miami Heat player Terry Rozier and Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups were named by federal prosecutors in two separate indictments on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Terry Rozier, who is 31 years old, is among six people arrested over illegal betting and irregularities, and they included NBA players accused of fake injuries to influence gambling markets, which explains why Dante Porter, who's the one that did the whole illegal gambling stuff before, got banned in the NBA, and he was like leaving out injuries, pretending to be hurt, whatever, during games and even before games, or he couldn't show up in this game, whatever, and all that. We're starting to see the same thing with Terry Rozier with the whole entire gaming thing, whatever, and all that type of stuff. So he's following the same thing as basically what the Dante Porter has been doing, which is Michael Porter Jr. Brother did, which is Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. So keep that in mind. Chauncey Phillips, a Hall of Famer who has coached the Portland Trail Blazers since 2021, which he has been terrible, a coach for Portland Trail Blazers, of course, is one of the 31 people charged in a separate illegal poker game case involving retired players and the mafia. So yeah, the mafia was involved. You guys know about the mafia? The whole mafia. Hey Tony, are you doing? Yeah, those the mafia people. Yeah, that's what Chauncey and Terry Rozier has been involved in too. That's fucking great. That's fantastic. I guess they couldn't irresistible when it comes to illegal gambling. I think they're not getting caught in 4K, whatever. Yeah, so that's that. I don't get why they're like the mafia. They no joke. They no joke. Like mafias are very dangerous people. Like they're no joke. You don't give them the money, they kill you. You win, you get killed, whatever. But let's go in more detail of this. You know what I'm saying? The case, which prosecutors said involved four of the five major crime families in New York. So there were a lot of family members that was also get arrested for this illegal, gambling, betting crime thing. uncover illegal schemes to lure victims into playing rigged poker games alongside with high-profile sports stars like Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups before stealing millions of dollars. They did so using technology, including special contact lenses and glasses that will read like market cards and X-ray tables, according to authorities. So basically, the people that were rigging the whole entire poker game, which is probably the mafias and a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they were using these X-ray glasses to see through whatever card they have or a poker chip they got. They have a desk under the table X-ray thing to rig the whole thing, you know, all that. That's basically what that is. In the statement, the NBA said that Rozier, this is the response to the NBA. In the statement, the NBA said that Rozier and Phillips were being placed on the immediate leaves as it reviews the federal indictment. So basically, Terry Rozier is gone from the Miami Heat, so he's probably not going to be coming back. And Chauncey Billups will be replaced by the interim head coach, Tiago Splitter, the guy who got blocked by LeBron in the finals before. So that guy will be the interim head coach for the Trail Blazers. Jeez, if I'm Damian, I'm asking for a trade. Like if I'm Damian Lillard, I'm getting off this team. I'm asking for a trade. But if you want to stay loyal, that's fine. He want to retire, that's cool too. Rozier lawyers denied the allegation to the CBS News and the BBC's U.S. news partner, saying Terry Rozier is not a gambler, but he is not afraid of a fight, and he looks forward to winning, which he's probably going to be losing. So he appeared in federal court in Orlando, Florida on Thursday, and he was released on a bond after he put up in his Florida home, valued at $6 million as collateral, according to local media. So he's gone. So basically, Rozier posted $6 million bond. Of course, he'll get that kind of money, whatever. As a collateral, according to local media, Fields was arrested in Portland, Oregon, and arraigned in a court on Thursday, according to local media. He's expected to prepare of a substantial bond for at least two as well, which more likely he's going to pay off and be free, whatever, too, as well. So that's cool, I guess. FBI Director Cash Patel held a news conference with the other prosecutors in Brooklyn, New York, on Thursday, where he announced the two indictments. He called the arrest extraordinary and said there were ordinance takedowns across 11 states. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraudulent and theft and robbery across a multi-year investments, which is basically 4 years. Obviously, you know, the investigation, he said. U.S. authorities for the Eastern District of New York, Joseph Nixell Jr. said all defendants are innocent until proven guilty, but warned it, your winning streak has ended and your luck has run out. Damn, that's bars. Yeah. So basically, Terry Rozier is out for bond, and more likely Chauncey Billups is going to be out for bond too as well. So that's not. I'm telling you, all of this little evidence that they probably do have against the people that does illegal gambling and robbery, you know, that's stolen people's money off of all this type of stuff. It's not looking good. I'm keeping real with you. It's not looking good. So it's not looking good, man. But NBA games under scrutiny. More in the BBC News. Prosecutors said that the first case was involved a player that's associated with who illegally used information not available to the public to manipulate the bets on major gambling platforms. Nocell calls it one of the most bizarre sports corruption schemes since online sports betting became widely legalistic. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So they explain more about the arrests. You know, seven NBA games between February 2023 and March of 2024 has been identified as part of a case. Rozier said to have been involved in one of the between the Charlotte Hornets and New Orleans Pelicans when he was playing for the Hornets. Rozier is alleged to have told a friend that he would leave the game early due to an injury. So he left the game due to an injury, right? The friend and he associated then placed a bet or directed others to bet more than $200,000 that Rozier would underperform expectation in the game, the prosecution said. He left the game after 9 minutes, and they said which resulted in tens of thousands of dollars in betting profit for those involved. During the game, Rozier played roughly 9 minutes and scored just 5 points because of the NBA sore right foot. And according to the official NBA match report, before that game, he averaged 35 minutes of playing time and about 21 points per game. As the NBA season tip off, his career is already been set not for an injury but for integrity. In the New York City policeman commissioner Jessica Turich said, and all that. Rozier's lawyers, Jane Trusty, said in a statement, the prosecutors appeared to be taking the word of speculatively incredible source rather than relying on actual evidence of wrongdoing. Teddy was clear by the NBA, and these prosecutors revived that non-case. Trustworthy said he had been representing Rozier for more than a year, and prosecutors said that characterized Rozier as a subject, not a target, until they informed the FBI agents were arresting the player at the hotel on Thursday morning. Former NBA player Damian Jones, which I said before, was also arrested as part of the investigation. Jones is said to have been involved in 2 of the identified games. The Los Angeles Lakers met the Milwaukee Bucks on February 23rd, and January of 2024 between the Los Angeles Lakers and Oklahoma City Thunder. Sports betting was outlawed in most of the U.S. until from 1992 until 2028, when the Supreme Court turned the regulation of practice over to the states. Since the federal ban was struck down, sports betting has exploded, with major sports leagues and media companies making deals with gambling firms to get on a multi-billion dollars in a billion-dollar industry. So this whole gambling shit is ridiculous, and it should be illegal in out the world. But it gets more. So rigged poker games and the mafia shit. The second indictment, according to on Thursday, involved 31 defendants allegedly to have participate in the scheme to rig illegal poker games and steal millions of dollars. The case involved, 13 members associated with the Banino, the Joso, and the Gambino crime families in New York. So the family in New York. Nogara said that the target victims were lured to play games with former professional athletes, including Chauncey Billups and Damian Jones, who were former athletes, former basketball players, in Las Vegas, Miami, Manhattan, and Hamptons, whatever. Victims were fierce out of tens of thousands of dollars, per game. He said the defendant used various socialification technologies like a alter off-the-shelf stuttering machine that could use to read cards. Some defendants used special contact lenses and glasses to pre-read the cards and X-ray table that could read the cards that they were face down. What the victims didn't know was that everybody else at the poker game, from the dealer to the players, were in on the scam. And said that when people refuse to pay, the organized crime families use threats and intimidate to get people to hand over the money. The charges include robbery, extortion, wire fraud, bank fraud, and illegal gambling. Conspiracy cheated victims out of $70 million, with one losing $1.8 million, the official said. This is only a tip of the iceberg. Christopher Reyes, the FBI assistant director of the New York field, said. Adding, FBI is working day and night to ensure members of the mafia families cannot continue to wreak havoc of our communities. There you go. That's a lot of BBC News information I put down. If you want to read, I'll read. If you want me to read for yourself, I'll link those in the description along with the second things. Basically, they were getting rigged out of the millions upon millions of dollars, rigging games. Simply, basically using X-rays or some type of table technology to see their cards, whatever, so that way that they can get rid of the money or get their money like taken from them, rigging the game, whatever. That's what the mafia fans be doing. And if you don't refuse to pay them, well, they can either kill you or intimidate you or threaten you or whatever because you didn't give them the money, whatever. So these people are making hundreds of millions of dollars through these victims out of their own money just so they can take the money away from them and do whatever they want to do with it. It's sad, man. It's sad, man. Gambling legally, illegally should not be a thing in this whole world, but sadly it's been going on since the end of time, and It's ridiculous, man. The fact that Teddy Rozier and Chauncey Billups are making hundreds of millions of dollars, yet they're involved in this whole gambling shit scheme that they're doing, and yet it's okay, I'm assuming, for some of you guys out there, whether it's legally or illegally to gamble or whatever, it's just not, man. I just wish this whole gambling stuff never exists, but it exists, unfortunately, for the wrong reason at the wrong shitty reasons, man. And it's just ridiculous, man. And you know the sad part about this whole gambling stuff is going to get worse because, like I said, NBA don't know what to do about it. They talk about they're going to crack down this whole gambling stuff. They're going to do their own investigation, which they're not going to do shit about. NFL already have issue with NFL players doing the gambling stuff. You saw the clips in the beginning of the video where they talk about this Calvin Ridley dude who got caught doing a gambling stuff. It was alleged, and he got banned for the NBA for a year for doing that shit. So it's like there's a lot of sports betting. This whole sports betting online stuff became a really huge thing around the world, especially here in America, and it's really fucking up the sports that I love: NBA, NFL, baseball. You know, all sports that are getting fucked up by sports betting, and and I wouldn't be surprised if there's more players out there that are doing the whole sports betting thing and get caught. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? These are just several people that just got caught, and there's probably gonna be many more. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. And yeah, man, I just hate gambling, man. I hate it, man. It's stupid. It's a stupid way to lose your money, man. I would rather have my money be taken by force than to bad bet gambling. Because obviously, I'm gonna lose my money either or. But still, I just don't like the way how the gambling is, how it rolls around here in this country, man, and around the world because you lose your money so easily. Like they can literally just like gambling. It's like it's a manipulative like tactic of to basically lose your money out of. You know what I'm saying? And these people, despite making hundreds of millions of dollars, they just want hundreds of millions of more money and shit, and just make more money. It's so stupid to gamble. I hate gambling, and I really wish gambling was never a thing. But sadly, it's going to be a thing for me until the end of time. For now and for the end of time, and it's going to get worse from here because trust me, FanDuel and DraftKings are two of the top two best gambling things like that people gamble online for. And let me tell you something. They're gonna make a whole lot more money as time goes on, and these NBA, these NFL people, these higher corporate that are trying to keep the organized so-called fun, it's going to get ruined because the gambling companies are doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that Alvin Silver he said that if you don't like the problem with these youngsters watching whole gambling stuff, whatever, you can easily do like a password shit and then turn it off. Like that's gonna work. Like that's gonna matter. You always promote gambling regardless of it's on or off. You have an ESPN app, a channel that talks about gambling. It's called ESPN Bet. ESPN talk about gambling, whatever. They talk about we don't condone gambling, whatever. Meanwhile, this video is sponsored by FanDuel and fucking goddamn DraftKings. Like, what? You have a channel that has ESPN bet and whatever. So there's a FanDuel channel too as well. So it's like, do y'all really care about the people? Y'all don't. Y'all just want their money in and get them gambling addiction and lose more money. So what we doing here? It makes no sense. But yeah, I just don't like this whole gambling stuff, man. And sadly, it's gonna get worse from here. And there's like investigation still going on with this whole type situation. So be aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Be on the lookout for these, man. Because like I said, there's a lot way more other players or more people probably gonna be coming out in the woodwork of getting caught. Because they're still doing the investigation, still in this whole entire thing. You know what I'm saying? Just the people that got caught doing this whole entire illegal gambling stuff. Obviously, and there's probably more. They are investigating like 4 NBA teams. I forgot what they were, but yeah, it's still getting investigated. And let's just say it's not looking good for the NBA nor anybody who's doing this illegal gambling stuff and gambling in general. Like it's so stupid. It should be banned in my opinion, but I can't do nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta just deal with it. But yeah, man, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if this is a long video. I'm sorry this over 50+ minute me rambling and talking crap about why I hate gambling, whatever, what's a whole thing that's been going on. These are just a prime example why I hate gambling, because you just lose your money all the time and just not worth it. Like whatever money you have, I don't give a damn if you got 50 cents or $1, just keep that and save that money, because there could be something that life changing. You might never know. So That's all I can say, man. I can't sit there and stop people from gambling. If you want to go ahead and do it, go ahead. I highly encourage you not to do it, but it is what it is, though. But if you are having trouble with gambling addiction, I'll probably link like a gambling guideline or whatever, so you could call whatever. Because this whole entire 1-800 gambling whatever shit that they're doing on when these big multi-billion-dollar companies start promoting shit, it's like, do they really care about people in their gambling addiction? They don't, man. They just don't. So, with that being said, man, that's pretty much it for this long, random talk video I'm doing. Thank y'all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about this whole entire gambling situation that's been going on that the NBA investigating on. And what do y'all think that the NBA is the only one that's been doing this whole gambling operation stuff for a very long time? Or are you guys like me? Like, you think that it's happening everywhere you go to, every sports gambling, no matter which league you go into, you know what I'm saying, is doing this whole entire thing? Or you like me about what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? But let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about this whole entire situation. The NBA gambling situation, gambling in general. I'm curious what you guys have to say about this. I think gambling should be illegal. I think that gambling should be taken away, in my opinion, because it's killing people, it's addiction, and most importantly, it's ruined the league. It's ruined sports in general. It's just killing everything. So that's just my opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, sorry about this whole entire random talk video. Being long enough. I do apologize, but I just had to get myself out there and get something out of my chest. I want to say, about this whole entire gambling stuff, and hope y'all understand. Because this needs to be said. And yeah, I'm done. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed this video. Thank y'all for watching. I do appreciate that. If you have been sticking around long enough with this whole entire random talk video, whatever, I do appreciate that. But yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank y'all for watching. As always, take care. I'm out. Peace.